Yo, what's going on people? Before we jump into today's video, let's get this video to 200 likes, and if you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment down below and to turn the bell notifications on. What are you people, it's DaimyoGT, and on today's episode we are finally unboxing this Kreis Cygnus. So yeah, it's about time. And yes, for those of you who are wondering, this is a mid-fake. Right, yeah, my bad. Before we continue today's video, make sure to smash that like button down below and to leave a comment. If you don't, then you're lame. Okay, you're not lame, but smash the like button, bro. Anyway, back to the product at hand. Yeah, this Kreis Cygnus box actually isn't that bad. Okay, it's not that bad at a distance, but you actually get close to it and you're like, oh, okay, damn, yeah, so this definitely is a mid-fake. You know, it has its standard washed mid-fake colors. You know, it was a bit blurry as well. But that being said, this product I'm hoping is actually going to be one of the better mid-fakes. Something just tells me it's not going to be, unfortunately. But yeah, it's time to jump into today's unboxing. Yeah, so here's the box. Let me just show you guys the product code real quick. Dang, yeah, the product code ends in 14. So again, this definitely is a mid-fake. Yeah, so once again, the box doesn't look that bad, but then you start to look at it a bit more closely and yeah, it's a bit rough in quite a few parts. It's kind of like it's a semi-bad scan. It's good in some areas, it's terrible in some areas. You know, it's not perfect, it is a mid-fake, so there's not much we can complain about here. This is unfortunately a fake product. It has all the standard Takara Tomy stuff, all the combo suggestions, the parts info, all of that. So yeah, pretty standard. Cool, so it's about time we finally cut into this box right here. So let me just get my scissors real quick and boom, it's here. So one slash should be enough and boom, open. Let's just open it up real quick and take out all the components. So yeah, as always, it comes with its weird box slider and all the contents are just on it like so. So yeah, there's our sticker sheet, and already I can kind of notice that the sticker sheet is kind of whack. It doesn't look good at first glance, but I could be wrong on our second inspection. Yeah, so everything else that's typically included in a mid-fake product is here. You know, we have our light launcher, the ripcord, the base, sticker sheet, booklet, Facebook tool, and all the other parts as well. So everything's here. Let's just cut everything out one by one. Cool. So yeah, this isn't looking that great, to be honest. Maybe I'm just being a bit biased because it is a mid-fake product, but yeah, something just seems off about this. It seems a bit more extra low quality than your average mid-fake product, at least to the standard I'm used to. But yeah, here's our main metal wheel, energy ring, and face bolt. Yeah, so let's just cut into that real quick and see what these parts are saying. Alrighty, so I mean, it doesn't look bad, but you know, let's just hold off on that and cut into other parts first, because I feel like we're going to need to break that down. Wait a minute, is this part correct? You know, I need to open this first properly before I actually say anything, but this looks bad. Like, the part itself looks like it's bad, but maybe I'm just seeing things through the plastic. Alright, it's cool, so we've kind of opened it now, and yeah, yikes, yes, I'm right, yeah, this is terrible. What the hell, man? This looks like a Rapidity product. Like, yeah, look at that big chunk just taken out of the spin track, like he got bitten by a shark, bro. What the hell? For F's sake, bro. Yeah, the same applies to the performance tip as well. Unfortunately, both of these parts seem to be comprised of the same very weak plastic. Usually mid-fake plastic isn't that bad, but this looks very thin. It feels very thin. It feels sharp. It feels shoddy. It just feels very cheap. Yeah, I mean, there's bad mold cuts everywhere. This just isn't good. You know, we need to move on to the next part because that was actually getting on my nerves. So yeah, here's the fusion wheel. Alright, the fusion wheel doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look as detailed as it could be when compared to any original products. Yeah, so here's some screenshots from some older unboxings on YouTube from about 10 or so years ago. This doesn't look as bad when compared to the original, but you can see there's some minor mold differences on the metal wheel. The gimmick does work, which is a big bonus, so not that bad at all. As for the energy ring, yeah, once again, it does seem to suffer from your standard mid-fake problem. It's a bit cloudy, it's not as translucent as the original, which is unfortunate, but as an energy ring, so it's not a big issue. But there's also a mild color difference, again, a common mid-fake problem. Yeah, so it's not one-to-one with the original Takara Tomy version, but it's not bad. Christ, yeah. The face bolt is clearly made out of the same plastic from the spin track and performance tip, and again, it's shoddy. This is terrible. Yeah, it's like you can kind of see the mold cuts everywhere, which just is terrible. Yeah, this is a no, man. I feel like this facebook's going to be very easy to crack in battle. But yeah, that's pretty much all the parts right here. So I think it's about time we actually put this bay together. So yep, we have the energy ring, the fusion wheel, my bad, the 4D wheel, spin track and tip, and then finally we're going to put on the face bolt, and voila, done. It doesn't look that terrible, but again, the face bolt it sticks out. It looks low quality. The same for the spin track and tip. Yeah, that looks kind of bad now I think about it. Damn. That's Midfakes for you. It's kind of like a lottery. Because these are actually just straight up fakes. I don't know why we still call them Midfakes anyway, but yeah, it's even ways. Oh yeah, the tip's crooked because it's cracked. Yeah, it's unbalanced. Yeah, this Midfake is pretty disappointing. I think it's like in my personal worst top 3 or top 4. Yeah, this hasn't been good. I think it's up there, Meteor, and you know, wing isn't bad because the wing wheel is good. It's just a rubber ball tip. I'd say, okay, yeah, but the same goes for Golden El Drago as well. It's just a rubber tip. Yeah, I think it's just up there with Meteor. Meteor is bad and so is this, bro. Actually, you know what? Let's cut out all the negativity right here. I feel like we can actually still redeem this bay. Don't forget, we still have the sticker sheet, although Midfake sticker sheets can be quite bad. This sticker sheet right here doesn't feel that bad. It feels kind of I mean, not as good as a Takara Tomy or Hasbro sticker sheet, but it does definitely seem better than your average Midfake sticker sheet. So you know what, we're going to stick this bay up real quick and see how well it looks afterwards. So I'm gonna speed this section up real quick, and then after that I'll return to the video. And we are done. So yeah, this bay is actually looking much better now. The sticker's actually hiding a good amount of the metal and the plastic, especially the Facebook plastic. So again, this is looking pretty awesome now. The sticker sheet has actually kind of redeemed this bay, saved it even. Well, kind of saved, I guess, until you turn it to a side profile and you can see the spin track and tip that just looks so dang horrible. Yeah, I mean, they really stick out. They really look that bad. Honestly, they just look shit. Like, they just really look shit, bro. Yeah, but other than that, the aesthetics are popping on this bay right here. But you know what? That's only one factor. So it's time to test this bay, even though the spin track is actually cracked. So yep, it's battle test time. Yep. So first up, we're going to be challenging my combo from my challenge my combo series from, I think, I'm not even sure if I posted it yet, but probably yesterday, if I'm gonna upload it the day after I do the combo challenge. But yeah, it's here. It's getting some nice up attacks on Kreis Cygnus. The wheel gimmick is actually working. I can hear it clank a lot. It's shifting. It's actually parrying my bay as well. So alright, cool. It's not that bad at all. It's still somewhat functional despite the cracked spin track. Alright, cool. So moving on, let's challenge a Midfake 4D bay. You know what? Yeah, the last bay I unboxed was Fusion Hades, right? So we're going to challenge Fusion Hades. And yeah, once again, the metal wheel gimmick seems to be very functional, although it does seem a bit unbalanced due to the spin track being cracked. So that means WD is probably leaning at an angle right now. So that is to be expected, unfortunately. Maybe we just do the short straw of this bay, but yep, it's not too bad. Yeah, so moving on, let's challenge an attack type. So let's start off small. Let's start off with Storm Pegasus, which is a pretty alright attack type. It's outdated, especially because we're gonna hit 4D bay. And yeah, Storm is actually getting in some nice attacks on Cygnus. But can it KO Cygnus? Cygnus is actually parrying Storm with these, to be honest. Nice, awesome. So Cygnus finally got his first win against Storm. So it's time to move on to the big league. So yeah, next up we're going to be challenging, that's right, Blitz Unicorno, or a fellow 4D Bay, as well as an attack type to see how well this Bay can parry against it. Yeah, the gimmick seems to be working, and whoops, okay, no, it got KO'd, but yeah, like I was saying, the gimmick does seem to be working. It did parry a few hits from Blitz, but it got overwhelmed and KO'd, which is expected to be fair. WD hasn't got a lot of KO resistance in this arena. But yeah, it's time to move on to the next round. So this time around, we're going to be using Cygnus again, but this time around, we're going to change the Metal Wheel mode. Yeah, so this time around, we're going to be challenging Rock Zurafa. Yeah, so not bad. I feel like he's going to win. Just barely though. Cool, yeah, so he did win, but like I said, just barely won. But also, this is a bit nerfed. Don't forget that the spin track, it just has a huge chunk missing out of it, which is ridiculous. So yeah. Let's just move on to our next challenger, that is the Ray Unicorno. Nice, so our Cygnus actually managed to defeat Ray Unicorno. And yeah, that does pretty much conclude today's video. Today's unboxing wasn't bad, it wasn't the best either. I did expect more from this Midfake. Actually, to be fair, this Midfake's performance, despite the cracked spin track, actually wasn't that bad. Yeah, performance wise, I'll give it 8 out of 10. Maybe even 8.5 out of 10. But my problem was more from a quality and aesthetic standpoint. Yeah, the quality control on this Bay was horrendous. Like, it was bad, it was really that bad. Like, I don't know what plastic they used on the Facebook spin track and tip, but that was some rapidity level shit right there. It was honestly that, it was terrible, guys. Like, I just don't understand what went wrong here. Like, out of, yeah, from all the Mythics I've unboxed so far, the quality has been terrible. I think this actually might be the worst. This was rapidity level tier, which is, oh damn, I can't put into words. This one has just been really bad. Like, the plastic was so light and sharp and hollow. I don't get how they screwed this up. Even with the Meteor Midfake, although the molding of the parts is incorrect, like it's taller and thicker and wider on the performance tip, the plastic quality isn't bad. The plastic quality on this Bay was abysmal. Yeah, so would I recommend this Bay? Honestly, of this sold experience, no. Although it's very possible I just might have drawn the short straw myself, so this Bay might be better for others and just bad for me, or maybe it's just bad in general, who knows. Honestly, you might have to flip a coin on this one. I've shown you what my take on this Bay is. It's not great, it's like 4 out of 10 because of the crack. Without the crack, probably like 5 out of 10. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't recommend this Bay to you guys. I mean, maybe if you were only getting it for like the stickers and the fusion wheel, and you know the rest of the parts are bad, so you don't mind anyway. But if you're buying it with the intention of using all the parts, baseball spin track tip included, don't buy it. All these parts suck. The quality is bad. All 3 of those parts I just listed will probably break as well, which I'm pretty sure none of you guys actually want. And yeah, that pretty much concludes my summary and review of this Bay. Like I already said, 4 out of 10 with the crack, 5 out of 10 without the crack. Is really not a good Bay, to be honest. The only redeeming part is the metal wheel, since the gimmick actually works. Right, yeah, that reminds me, before I forget, don't forget to smash that dang like button. That's right, you listening right now, smash that like button, bro, because I know you have forgotten to hit. Also, one last thing in today's video, I'm going to be including a Midfake guide in every Midfake unboxing I do from now on. So yeah, because this product was a Midfake, I'm including a how-to for some of you guys who are struggling on how to identify Midfake parts. But yeah, other than that, today's unboxing has been pretty damn bad. Yeah, I know you probably thought I was going to say awesome as always, but no, today's unboxing was actually bad. So I gotta say it how it was. It was bad. But you know, we have more cool unboxings coming in the future as well. So yeah, other than that, as always, thanks for watching. You guys have been fantastic, and yeah, peace. What's up, people? Before we jump into today's video, I'm here to announce my channel membership for the low cost of 99 P. To do this, you'll need to go onto my homepage via the web browser. From there, you should be able to find a join button. Through this membership, you'll gain access to badges and many emojis. But don't worry y'all, subscribing to this membership isn't compulsory, but there is an optional way to support the channel. Anyway, back to the video. Hey guys, it's Daimyo, and today I'm going to be helping you on how to identify mid-fakes. Yeah, so let's start off with these 3 Meteor Eldrago beige right here. One out of these 3 is a mid-fake, while the other 2 Meteors are both Takara Tomy and Hasbro. Without me telling you, I will give you a few seconds to see if you can figure out which bay is the mid-fake. Here is our bay number 1. Here is our bay number 2. And here is our bay number 3. Now that you have had a good look at all 3 of these bays, have you figured out which bay is the mid-fake yet? Do you think it's bay number 1? Or bay number 2? Or do you think it's bay number 3? Comment down below which one you think it is before I reveal the answer. And the answer was bay number 2. That's right, number 2 was the mid-fake, number 1 was the Hasbro version, and number 3 was the Takara Tomy version. So if you got this answer correct, how did you know that option number 2 was the mid-fake? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you didn't know that number 2 was the mid-fake, then I'll be teaching you right now on how to identify these mid-fake Beyblades. Yeah, so first up we're going to compare the mid-fake Meteor Eldrago to the Hasbro version and the Takara Tomy version. First up we have the face bolts, and you can immediately tell which one is the mid-fake due to its poor printing quality. The tattooed face bolt on the Hasbro version is much more clearer and well positioned when compared to the mid-fake. Moving on, we have 3 Meteor energy rings here, and immediately you can recognize how frighteningly similar the mid-fake energy ring is when compared to the Takara Tomy version. But don't worry, once you have both of these side by side, you will start to realize how much of a poor imitation the mid-fake version truly is. The colors on the mid-fake version are much more washed when compared to the original. The mold quality on the mid-fake is also extremely messy. The most notable difference between Takara Tomy's version and the mid-fake is that Takara Tomy's version actually has rubber on the energy ring, whereas on the mid-fake it's actually made out of a very hard rubber or just plastic in general. As for the Hasbro version, the difference is pretty much night and day. Moving on, we have our 3 Meteor fusion wheels, and once again you can immediately tell which one is the mid-fake. Takara's and Hasbro's Meteor wheel features a bronze gold. While the shade of bronze gold may slightly differ from wheel to wheel, it will always be within a similar range, whereas the mid-fake version comes with a washed white gold, which just pretty much screams fake. And lastly, our final component for this comparison is the spin track and tip, although we're only going to be primarily focusing on the performance tip. So once again, you can pretty much immediately tell which one is the mid-fake just by color alone. The mid-fake version actually seems to be fairly darker than the Takara Tomy and the Hasbro version. Not only does the mid-fake track and tip come with inaccurate colors, but the performance tip is actually entirely different. Not only is it slightly wider than the original, but it's also significantly taller. So that pretty much sums up our Meteor Eldrago comparison. I hope it was instructive for you, but this was actually one of the easier ones. So what happens if you have a standard Beyblade that is a mid-fake and you just can't tell? So yeah, right here we have our Earth Eagle. One is Hasbro and one is a mid-fake. The mid-fake is on the left and the Hasbro version is on the right, and immediately you can see a pretty similar issue on this mid-fake Earth Eagle that the mid-fake Meteor Eldrago also had. If you already noticed, then you are correct. The problem is the face bolt. Again, the tattooed face bolt is poorly positioned with a blurry quality. Moving on, the easiest way as to ascertain whether this is a mid-fake or not would be how shiny the metal wheel is. While new metal wheels are always vibrant and shiny, they will also always be subject to the process of oxidization. This happens when the metal wheel reacts with the oxygen in the air. The metal on the metal wheel and the oxygen in the air will combine to form metal oxide, and this metal oxide will coat the metal wheel, making it appear to be dull, whereas mid-fake metal wheels use an entirely different metal alloy which prevent them from undergoing this process, which is why these mid-fake metal wheels remain to be shiny even though they've been exposed to oxygen for a year. So now I've shown you how to identify these mid-fake bays, I'm going to present you with a few parts and bays to see if you're able to tell which one is a mid-fake and which one is legitimate. Well, it's DaimyoGT and I hope this video has been instructive and thank you for watching.